World. This article is about the totality of entities. For other uses, see world, disambiguation, and Earth. Image of the physical world, captured by the Hubble Space Telescope. The world is the totality of entities, the whole of reality, or everything that is. 1. The nature of the world has been conceptualized differently in different fields. Some conceptions see the world as unique while others talk of a plurality of worlds. Some treat the world as one simple object while others analyze the world as a complex made up of parts. In scientific cosmology, the world or universe is commonly defined as the totality of all space and time, all that is, has been, and will be. Theories of modality talk of possible worlds as complete and consistent ways how things could have been. Phenomenology, starting from the horizon of co-given objects present in the periphery of every experience, defines the world as the biggest horizon or the horizon of all horizons. In philosophy of mind, the world is contrasted with the mind as that which is represented by the mind. Theology conceptualizes the world in relation to God, for example, as God's creation, as identical to God, or as the two being interdependent. In religions, there is a tendency to downgrade the material or sensory world in favor of the spiritual world to be sought through religious practice. A comprehensive representation of the world and a place in it, as is found in religions, is known as a worldview. Cosmogony is the field that studies the origin or creation of the world, while eschatology refers to the science or doctrine of the last things or of the end of the world. In various contexts, the term world takes a more restricted meaning associated, for example, with the earth and all life on it, with humanity as a whole, with an international or intercontinental scope. In this sense, world history refers to the history of humanity as a whole, and world politics is the discipline of political science studying issues that transcend nations and continents. Other examples include terms such as world religion, world language, world government, world war, world population, world economy, or world championship. Etymology: the English word world comes from the Old English world. The Old English is a reflex of the common Germanic astra-squirreldes, a compound of whereas man and oldies age, thus literally meaning roughly age of man, of winking sat smiley too. This word led to Old Frisian world, Old Saxon world, Old Dutch world, Old High German world, and Old Norse world. 3. The corresponding word in Latin is mundus, literally clean, elegant, itself a loan translation of Greek cosmos, orderly arrangement. While the Germanic word thus reflects a mythological notion of a domain of man, compare Midgard, presumably as opposed to the divine sphere on the one hand and the phonic sphere of the underworld on the other, the Greco-Latin term expresses a notion of creation as an act of establishing order out of chaos. 4. Conceptions: different fields often work with quite different conceptions of the essential features associated with the term world. 5 is 6. Some conceptions see the world as unique. There can be no more than one world. Others talk of a plurality of worlds. 4. Some see worlds as complex things composed of many substances as their parts, while others hold that worlds are simple in the sense that there is only one substance, the world as a whole. 7. Some characterize worlds in terms of objective spacetime, while others define them relative to the horizon present in each experience. These different characterizations are not always exclusive. It may be possible to combine some without leading to a contradiction. Most of them agree that worlds are unified totalities. 5. 6. Monism and pluralism. Monism is a thesis about oneness, that only one thing exists in a certain sense. The denial of monism is pluralism, the thesis that, in a certain sense, more than one thing exists. 7. There are many forms of monism and pluralism, but in relation to the world as a whole, two are of special interest: existence monism, pluralism, and priority monism, pluralism. Existence monism states that the world is the only concrete object there is. 7, 8, and 9. This means that all the concrete objects we encounter in our daily lives, including apples, cars, and ourselves, are not truly objects in a strict sense. Instead, they are just dependent aspects of the world object. 7. Such a world object is simple in the sense that it does not have any genuine parts. For this reason, it has also been referred to as blobject, since it lacks an internal structure like a blob. 10. Priority monism allows that there are other concrete objects besides the world. 7. But it holds that these objects do not have the most fundamental form of existence, that they somehow depend on the existence of the world. 9. 11. The corresponding forms of pluralism state that the world is complex in the sense that it is made up of concrete, independent objects. 7. Scientific cosmology. Scientific cosmology can be defined as the science of the universe as a whole. In it, the terms universe and cosmos are usually used as synonyms for the term world. 12. One common definition of the world universe found in this field is as T, the totality of all space and time, all that is, has been, and will be. 13 of 5, 6. Some definitions emphasize that there are two other aspects to the universe besides space-time: forms of energy or matter, like stars and particles, and laws of nature. 14. World conceptions in this field differ both concerning their notion of space-time and of the contents of space-time. The theory of relativity plays a central role in modern cosmology and its conception of space and time. A difference from its predecessors is that it conceives space and time not as distinct dimensions but as a single four-dimensional manifold called spacetime. 15. This can be seen in special relativity in relation to the Minkowski metric, which includes both spatial and temporal components in its definition of distance. 16. General relativity goes one step further by integrating the concept of mass into the concept of spacetime as its curvature. 16. Quantum cosmology uses a classical notion of space-time and conceives the whole world as one big wave function expressing the probability of finding particles in a given location. 17.